And from an ethical point of view, Bitcoin is just good and ethical money. There's a lot of, I think Saifuddin Ammous talks about this a lot. He says Bitcoin is halal. And also from a Jewish perspective, Bitcoin is kosher. Why is Bitcoin kosher? In Judaism and in Islam, also in Christianity, it's not allowed to take interest on debt. Why is that the case? That is the case because in the past, the way that debt was handled was inhumane. Sometimes people were even enslaved if they were not able to pay back their debt, right? And Bitcoin is money that you don't need to ask interest rates for because it's deflationary. If I lend you 10 Bitcoin and I want 10 Bitcoin back in 10 years, those 10 Bitcoin will most likely have increased in purchasing power through the deflation of Bitcoin. So I don't need to ask you for interest rate. That makes Bitcoin ethical from a religious perspective. And the way that the fiat system works right now, the creation of money dilutes the savings of everybody that acts rational, because a rational human being usually saves money in order to prepare for the future. But as new money enters the economy, existing units of money lose purchasing power, because the purchasing power of money is usually linked to the overall supply of money. And because Bitcoin cannot be arbitrarily inflated, it allows everyone to save the fruits of their labor, and they can't be inflated basically. And that also gives the breeding ground for an ethical society, whereas the fiat system is based on theft, because inflation is theft, and that is the breeding ground for negative behavior. People usually call it capitalism, but it's actually not capitalism at all. It's actually the fiat system, right? That is problematic. And I think we as Bitcoiners, we should also always, sometimes we idolize Bitcoin and we believe Bitcoin is the solution to every problem there is. But at the end of the day, there's a competition between ideas, and Bitcoin is a certain idea. And there's no 100% certainty that Bitcoin will win, even though I believe that. And the way that I structure my business, Bitcoin has become so important that if Bitcoin fails, I fail.